right, well, today, with great enthusiasm, hope, and determination, we are proud to launch SaveAMillionBass.org, a new conservation coalition that will strive to be a critical part of reviving the stocks of striped bass along the East Coast. Save a Million Bass is an innovative, informational campaign that melds old technology, bumper stickers, what we used to call bumper stickers, with a new technology, a QR code, and you can see that over there, to get recreational anglers the latest locally relevant fishing rules, regulations, and recommendations for better catch and release techniques. Any angler with a cell phone can connect, point their cameras at the QR code, and be directed to our website. It will give them the rules for their state and recommendations that we've devised in close consultation with anglers, guides, and scientists. So the need for this is simple. After being brought back from the brink in the 70s and the 80s, striped bass, the #1 sought-after recreational fish species on the East Coast, is once again deemed to be overfished. While commercial fishing plays a role, mortality from recreational catch and release is also a major factor. Scientists generally believe 9% of fish that are caught and released do not survive. That percentage varies, but if that average can be brought down and more fish survive catch and release, anglers will play a critical role in helping revive stocks. If we can reduce mortality by 3 percentage points, we could maybe save a million bass, and that may not be that hard. The reason we already know anglers are on our side. Data show that 90% of striped bass are caught, that are caught are released, so most anglers already embrace a culture of conservation. We aim to draw on that existing commitment of anglers to succeed at reducing mortality rates and observance of the new rules. It's a coalition begun by fishermen who love to fish and who care about our fisheries. We want those who also love fishing and care about the health of our waters to join us and have access to all this information. By putting stickers on pilings, we promote the culture of conservation right down at the dock. Okay, so we've only reached this point because of the commitment and great assistance of our coalition partners and many others. First, got to thank my son Joe, an angler himself who recently graduated with a degree in environmental studies. He has worked with me every step of the way. Second, Riverkeeper and President Paul Goulet, right over here. You'll hear from him in a minute, has provided invaluable technical and scientific assistance and just advice on anything to bring us to this point. I got to thank Jen Benson, John Lipscomb, Lindy Ostra right there, Cliff Weathers, and George Jackman, great scientists that worked hard to get us here. The project got a major shot in the arm when Save the Sound joined and President Bill Lucy and Tracy Brown, the regional director, do I have her title right? Soundkeeper, Tracy Brown. They have been steady, active, and vital partners in the whole process. Victor Lucia from the Brooklyn Fishing Club and Kevin Blinkoff from On the Water are our two newest coalition members, and we welcome them with open arms, and they promise to play an important part in spreading the word. Logan Williams, right there, our camera guy today, and the website designer. Invaluable advisor on the entire project. He was part of the team. He supports the project so much he's agreed to donate his time and manage the site. And finally, thanks to my friend Sal Gugliera. Sally, thank you. And the good people at the New Rochelle Public Marina for hosting this event and agreeing to be one of our first marinas to post our stickers. All right, now, if we could hear just a moment from Paul Goulet from Riverkeeper.
Steve, thanks a lot. On behalf of all my colleagues at Riverkeeper, it's great to be in this partnership with the wonderful recreational community. I'll be fishing myself in a week. I'll be up on the Delaware, so it won't be for stripers, but I'm excited to get back out on the water, and I'm excited that we're getting back together. The rates of infection are down, and the rates of getting out into the world are up, and we're blessed with that. So let's make something of it, but let's do it in as striped bass friendly a way as we possibly can. We got these new techniques to protect the bass, to bring the populations back. We've made water quality a lot better in the Hudson, on the Sound, in the open Atlantic, but we haven't brought the fish back as far as we brought the water quality back, and that's kind of crazy. It's time to bring the fish back, and it's time for us to think about the anglers in the generations to come so that we leave a better level of biodiversity and a more abundant opportunity to get out and enjoy the water and to be a recreational angler. And these new provisions that have been put into effect by Atlantic States Marine Fisheries and Connecticut and the state of New York, we really got to go all in on protecting the bass and doing the best we can with catch and release fishery so that we actually, as I say, leave a more robust population than we found. What better way is there to honor the tradition of recreational fishing than to leave the fishery better than you found it? And so with that, I guess I turn it back over to Steve because I want him to give a proper introduction to my friend Bill Lucy here, which I couldn't possibly do. So thank you for making me part of this, and thank you for doing this project with Riverkeeper.
Bill Lucy and I, when we met, it's like, to me, I know how it was for Bill, it was like, how did I not meet this guy 30 years ago? You know, and Paul made the introduction, it was like, you need to meet this guy, Bill. So we hit it off, and I think we come from the same place. Hardcore fishermen, hardcore conservation, and trying to figure out how to meld the two. Bill Lucy, president?
No, I'm the Long Island Soundkeeper.
Long Island Soundkeeper. Right on, brother. Here you go, Bill.
All right.
Up to you.
Thank you. All right, well, good afternoon. As Steve mentioned, Bill Lucy, I'm the Long Island Soundkeeper, and I work for Save the Sound. Save the Sound, for those who don't know, it's a regional environmental action group. We work in both Connecticut and New York. And we are both, we're very active in both fisheries policy as well as direct restoration of fisheries. And also I'm wearing right here, we have an actual striped bass, Bassapalooza. We have a big fundraiser every spring when the big stripers come back. It's a no-kill contest now. So striped bass are definitely part of our organization. So what waterkeepers do, and Paul's a waterkeeper, and there's well over 300 of us around the world, is we give a voice to the water, the watersheds, and everything that's in it, the fish and the wildlife. So we're really pleased to be partnering with the Save a Million Bass campaign, along with our friends at Riverkeeper. And I would also deeply like to thank Steve and his son Joe for cooking up this idea in the first place. They're the ones who created this campaign, and we came in as support. They brought together scientists, or regulatory agencies, the fishing industry, tackle people, and advocacy folks like us, so well done. So right now, as was both mentioned, we need a really strong conservation commitment to bring back the striped bass. We want to see that abundance that came back after the closures in the 80s. And I remember that. You weren't allowed to keep them for quite a while there. And this website, if you go to the QR code, it gives you 10 steps to tell you how to do it. It's basically intended for anyone who's into bass fishing. If you intend to put that fish back in the water, how to do it properly. Because everybody knows you'll get on a good bite and you can catch a bass every single cast when they're going off. So we think the program is going to work simply because it's simple. It's a very simple concept. Hopefully it reaches a large audience, and we know that's going to happen. And as Steve mentioned, people who are involved in fishing are natural stewards of the water. It's just the way, I mean, anyone who spends that amount of time on the water is going to care about it. I'm a lifelong angler myself. In Alaska, I lived off of fish for 20 years. I was an active commercial fisherman for many years as well. It was salmon and halibut. And all the people I dealt with in all those industries all have a really strong conservation ethic and the bond with the sea that comes with that. So it's a long-term project, and I really hope this is going to launch us there. And within 3-4 years, we're going to see all the restrictions on the regulations get relaxed, and we'll be right back where we were 5-6 years ago. So thank you.
All right, here we are, putting up the first Save a Million Bass sticker. Okay, there's that.
Oh, sorry.
And there's that. Thank you. Please don't pollute with that. And make sure that you ask the harbor master if you have permission to put it up. And here we go. There it is. And it sticks on just beautifully. There it is.
Scan me.
Put your hand on it.
Scan me.
I only have the hands.
Come here, Paul.